Hey everyone, this is Sonia here from Growing Craft. Welcome back and आज हम बनाने वाले हैं mixed media and decoupage art. Subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon and coming back to the tutorial. So यहाँ पर पहले मैंने लिया है एक MDF paste and I'm going to use two different stencils in this tutorial. So yes, a lot of for you have been asking me, can we use like different stencils in one project? How it has to be used and what are the limitations and everything. So I just thought of coming up with this quick tutorial. So yes, in this tutorial, first here I'm using my stencil with my modeling paste, and the other stencil will not have the modeling paste. So you'll see the variations what you can do. So in the first one I have taken up the floral patterns. Like this is a beautiful stencil. You can check all of these supplies on our website at growingcraft.com. And so here I'm using my modeling paste with my palette knife. It's very important to use your palette knife because it really makes sure that you apply your modeling paste properly. And once it is done, here I'm using my heat gun to dry this up. A lot of you have been asking me, kya ye hair dryer hai or is it some kind of tool or something? So yes, this is a tool, but it's not a hair dryer. It's a heat gun which is used for your decoupage on your mixed media art. Now after my stencil work has dried out, so my base was like, it's an MDF base and I have worked with my modeling paste, so I had to use my gesso so that I can use the other colors and mediums. And this is how you need to cover your complete project with your gesso. So whatever the supplies I'm using, मैंने उनके links video description box में डाल दिए हैं. You guys can check that. So here I'm applying my gesso on my complete project. Please do make sure whenever you are using your gesso on your modeling paste or any other work, it has to be like completely dry. The base should be dry, then only apply your gesso. So once I'm done with this, again I'm going to let it dry for a very good time, or I'll use my heat gun. Now coming back to my favorite part of decoupage is like selecting the napkin, choosing the pattern what I want to use. So to be very honest, video start करने के पहले I had already decided that which napkin I'm going to use. So here I'm just doing my brush and water technique, and I am going to use this beautiful floral pattern for my frame. So I'm just like quickly tearing this off. If you want, you can use your fussy cutting technique. That's a technique where you just cut the paper with your scissor very precisely. Now here I'm removing the plies, and it's very very important. I have done the mistakes in the past where I had actually not removed the plies. So once I'm done with my ply removing work, so जिस area में हमने modeling paste नहीं लगाया है, there I'm going to stick my napkin. Now here I'm going to use my Mod Podge or my decoupage glue. Please use your decoupage glue or your Mod Podge only. Do not use your Fevicol. I have been repeating this since day one. I started using the decoupage glue because immediately you can see the difference. So here I'm going to stick my napkin. So I'll take another flat brush, like it has to be completely dry, and then you need to start sticking it from one part of your napkin. Now this is very important. बहुत बार ऐसा होता है कि we just put the napkin and then हम उसको dry कर रहे होते हैं, stick कर रहे होते हैं. Don't do that. Stick your napkins like step by step and then start pressing up your napkin. That's how you stick your napkin. आप एक बार में पूरा napkin stick नहीं करते हो. And whatever the wrinkles and bubbles are there, you can just press it with your dry brush. You will see like literally there are no wrinkles and bubbles at all. So once I'm done with this and when my napkin has dried out, I'm just going to remove the excessive napkin. And अब मैं use करूँगी यहाँ पे मेरा sanding filer. If you don't have this, you can use your nail filer. But I would prefer you to have sandpaper. It really helps. And जो भी edges corners हैं, wherever your extra paper is coming out, please do make sure that you stick that well. इसके बाद यहाँ पर अब मैं यूज़ करने वाली हूँ मेरा varnish, and I'll make sure that I apply generous amount of varnish. Why varnish? Because varnish जब आप use करते हो तो your napkin does not absorb the color, and it should dry out completely before moving on to the next step. So yes, I'm not sure if you guys know, like right now we are having buy one get one on massive varnish on our website at growingcraft.com. You guys can check that. Now it's my fun part and my favorite part of doing the color combination work. So here I'm using my chalk paint and I'm using a lot of water and I'm diluting my colors. So sometimes I feel it is like more of a color saving technique than a watercolor technique, because literally you use so less amount of color when you are doing this. But yeah, I do it because I like the look and feel. So now you must be thinking हमारा texture work तो कुछ दिख ही नहीं रहा है, ये क्या हो गया? Don't worry about it. We are going to do a lot of work on the top of it, and we are going to highlight that too. So once I'm done with drawing of my chalk paint, then we will move on to the next step. And like I promised, here I'm going to use my second stencil. Now for this one, I'm not using any modeling paste or anything. I'm just using my stencil brushes and I'm using my chalk paints, and I'm going to give a very beautiful background with this. So this is how you can use your different stencils. अगर आपको texture चाहिए तो आप texture भी use कर सकते हो. But here I just wanted to have a contrast color background, so I'm using a purple color chalk paint, and with the help of my stencil brushes I'm like literally using this. So that's the benefit of using your stencil brushes, and try it out. It's one of the very good tool, and these brushes are like आपने एक बार खरीद लिया, then you don't have to buy it again and again. Like trust me, I have been doing decoupage for almost like 7-8 years now, but मेरे day 1 के brushes आज भी चल रहे हैं, मेरे day 1 के stencils आज भी चल रहे हैं, and over the time I have just added the design. I have never ever repeated those same designs. So like I promised, we are going to highlight our floral work and the other texture work. So here I'm using my metallic wax, the gold color, and I'm going to highlight my floral. So you can just literally rub this with your fingers. आपको कोई अलग separate tool नहीं चाहिए, आपको कोई और you don't have to invest on anything else. If you have a metallic waxes or even your metallic chalk paints, just consistency का difference होता है, but metallic waxes are much more easier to use. So I just use my fingers and I literally like cover it on entire part. Now you can see like my floral pattern is way more clear. Now of course massive stamping तो बनता है boss. Why? Because background को आप जितना enhance करेंगे, आपका decoupage napkin, decoupage papers, they get highlighted so much. So that is the reason here I'm using my massive stamping. So in this project I'm going to use 2 different stamps, and you can see like जहाँ पे भी मैंने stamping किया है, that part is looking so gorgeous and so beautiful. For this technique you have to use your permanent ink pads only. Now coming back to another shade of metallic wax, and then quickly I am going to color my side borders. बहुत बार ऐसा होता है कि we do our artwork and हम sides finish नहीं करते, we just leave it as it is. Don't do that, friends. Please always cover up your project from sides also, because it is always visible. So here like I don't have to do gesso because we don't want to do any color like decoupage napkin work or anything. So you can directly apply your colors there, the chalk paints, and just do it evenly on all the 4 sides, and then I'm going to add some stamping also. Now for adding stamping, next what I'm going to use is a different design, that's a dot stamp. So I'm not very sure if you guys know this, but do check out our website for massive stamp collection. You are going to love those collections, and it looks absolutely stunning. So here I'm using my heat gun to dry this up. Once this dries out, here like I promised, I'm using my another stamp. So this is a dot stamp, and I'm just doing a beautiful dot around my frames, and I'm going to repeat the same for the front side also. So why do I do stamping? It is mostly just to add a little more drama to my project, and I love doing this. This is one of my favorite parts. So once I'm done with this, I'm going to seal this up with my varnish. Please do at least 2 to 3 coats of varnish, and do make sure that you let them dry after each layer of varnish work, and then only move on to the next layer. So with this my project is done. I really hope you guys enjoyed this session. If you want to see the detailed version of this video, I'm sharing the link of my Facebook where we had done the live session. Enjoy crafting, do check out our website, and thank you and take care, and bye bye.